Hello students. Today in this class we are going to start with the fifth chapter of class 8, that is coal and petroleum. So in this class we are going to study the concepts like resources, what are resources, classifications of resources, and in resources we have like fossil fuels. So in that fossil fuels we are going to study about coal and the products of coal like coke, coal tar and coal gas, and also we are going to study about petroleum products. So what is petroleum, what are the petroleum products, how to refine petroleum, and what is natural gas, and also what are the constituents available in the petroleum. And finally we are going to study about some natural resources which are limited. Okay, so these are the concepts we are going to cover in this chapter. So we'll see one by one in this class. So first concept is resource. So what are resources? We use various materials for our basic needs. Some of them are found in nature and some of them be made by human efforts. So the resources are nothing but the materials are the substances which are available in nature. Some substances or materials we can get directly from nature. So they are called as natural resources. By utilizing them, we are preparing our needful things. So they are called as human made materials. Okay. So the resources which are available in nature are called natural resources, and the resources which are made by humans are called as human resources or artificial resources. Okay. So the concept, the definition of natural resources is all the things which are obtained from nature, they are called as natural resources. Okay. So classification of natural resources. The classification of natural resources is nothing but, so the natural resources is divided into exhaustible and inexhaustible natural resource. So inexhaustible means the resources which are available in nature in unlimited quantity. So those resources which are available in nature in unlimited quantity. So what do you mean unlimited? That means, so how much ever you utilize or use the resource, it will not going to end. It will not going to finish, complete. Okay. So those type of resources are called as inexhaustible natural resources. So then what do you mean by exhaustible natural resources? So those resources which are going to end, which are going to complete, okay, by continuous utilization of it. If you use it completely continuously, so they are going to exhaust, they are going to complete, they are going to end at one time, at certain time. Okay, so those type of resources are called as exhaustible natural resource. So in exhaustible natural resources, we have two types, renewable and non-renewable. So what do you mean by renewable and non-renewable? So those exhaustible resources which can be replenished or which can be remake, correct? So we can regain that resources. So those type of resources are called as renewable. And what do you mean non-renewable? Non-renewable means those resources which cannot be renewed, which cannot be remake. Okay, so those type of resources are called as non-renewable resources. So resources can be broadly classified into two kinds. Mainly we have two kinds. As I told you, inexhaustible natural resources and exhaustible natural resource. So what is inexhaustible resource? The resources are present in unlimited quantity in nature and are not likely to be exhausted by human activities. This means, so they are available in nature in unlimited quantity and they are not going to end even though the humans use it continuously. Like example they have given sunlight, air, etc. See, sunlight continuously we are using, we are absorbing, and we are making utilization of sunlight, correct? But still it is not going to end. So those type of resources are called as inexhaustible natural resource. So what do you mean by exhaustible natural resource? The amount of these resources in nature are limited. They can be exhausted by human activities. Example, forest, wildlife, mineral, coal, petroleum, natural gas. So these resources are limited in quantity. They are available in limited quantity in nature, and they are going to exhaust at one day by continuous utilization of humans. Okay. So natural resources like coal, petroleum, and natural gas, these were formed from dead remains of living organisms. They are called as fossils. So they are also known as fossil fuels. So what will be natural resources? For example, natural resources, for example, coal, petroleum, and natural gas. Okay. So how these coal, petroleum, and natural gas are formed? By the dead remains of living organisms. It will take millions of years to form. Okay. So these were formed from the dead remains of living organisms like fossils. So these are also called as fossil fuels. So the first concept is coal. So what is coal? It is a hard stone and is black in color. Coal is a hard stone which is in black color. Coal is one of the fuels used to cook food. So this is one of the fuel which is used to cook the food. Earlier, it was used in railway engines to produce steam to run the engine. So in the earlier days, you were seeing that steam engines, right? Where you can see a huge amount of gas releasing by the engines of the train, right? So there, what they are using coal. Okay, so it is also used in thermal power plants to produce electricity. So this coal is also used in thermal power plants where they will produce electricity, and also coal is used as a fuel in various industries. See, like where they need to burn the materials, or where they need to heat the materials. So there they will use this coal. Okay. So this is nothing. These are the concepts which are related to coal. Next, story of coal. How coal was formed. This is a story of coal. About 300 million years ago, the earth had dense forest in low-lying wetland areas. Due to natural process like flooding, these forests got buried under the soil. As more soil deposited over them, they are compressed. The temperature also rose as they sank deeper and deeper. Under high pressure and high temperature, dead plants got slowly converted into coal. Understood? So millions of years ago, what happened? That there was a dense forest, a huge forest. You cannot, if you enter into the forest, you cannot see the land. Such a way, it is a dense forest. So in a low-lying wetland area, where this, I mean, in the low-lying means at the steep. Okay, low-lying area at the steep. So there, dense forest was there. Due to heavy rain, due to floods, so the sand was occupied, or sand was deposited on the trees. Okay, see, that's what they're telling here. Like flooding, these forests got buried under the soil. These forests got buried under the soil. As more soil deposited over them, they are compressed. So like this, so the soil is going to deposit on the trees. As more soil deposited over them, they are compressed. So they are compressed. The temperature also rose as they sank deeper and deeper. Okay, so as the soil was getting deposited over the trees, so the trees were going deeper and deeper. So when you go deeper and deeper in the earth, so the temperature and pressure increases. So due to this high temperature and high pressure, so these plants or dead plants and animals got buried. They are got converted, slowly converted into coal. Understood? So under high pressure and high temperature, dead plants got slowly converted into coal. So this is how the coal was formed. Next, a coal mine. So what is coal mine? So where they extract coal. The place where they extract coal is called as coal mine. So in Karnataka, you can see Ballari. Ballari is the main coal mining area. So as coal contains mainly carbon, the slow process of conversion of dead vegetation into coal is called carbonization. Very important definition. What is carbonization? As coal contains mainly carbon, the slow process of conversion of dead vegetation into coal is called as carbonization. The slow process of conversion of dead remains of plants and animals into into coal is called as carbonization. Since it was formed from the remains of vegetation, coal is also called as fossil fuel, because this coal is formed by the help of with the help of vegetation, dead remains of plants and animals. Okay, so it is called as fossil fuel. When heated in air, coal burns and produces mainly carbon dioxide gas. When you burn the coal in the presence of atmospheric air or oxygen, so it will form carbon dioxide. Okay, this was one of the important point. Next, coal is processed in industry to get some useful products. So when you refine or when you process the coal, you will get important products. In that, three important points are coke, coal tar, and coal gas. So these are the important three products which you obtain when you process coal. So in that, first one is coke. What is coke? It is a tough, porous, and black substance. It is an almost pure form of carbon. What is coke? It is a tough. Tough means hard. Okay. Porous means the stone which can absorb water and air. So this is called porous. And black substance, it also look like a black color. It is an almost pure form of carbon. So coke contains carbon, pure form of carbon. Okay, coke is used in the manufacture of steel and in the extraction of many metals. Coke is where the uses of coke are. It is used to manufacture of steel. It is used in the manufacture of steel. Okay, and in the extraction of many metals, to extract many metals from the earth, this coke is used. Next one is coal tar. What is coal tar? It is a black thick liquid with an unpleasant smell. See, since it is obtained from coal, it is black in color and it is a thick liquid. It is in liquid. Which state it is? It is in a liquid state. It is thick liquid with unpleasant smell. What is unpleasant smell? Unpleasant means bad smell. So it is a mixture of about 200 substance. So important point about a coal tar is it is a mixture of 200 substance. Again, if you refine coal tar, you will get 200 different substances. Products obtained from coal tar are synthetic dyes, drugs, explosives, perfumes, roofing materials, paints, etc. So in that 200 substances, some of the materials they have given here, they are synthetic dyes, synthetic colors, different colors, drugs like medicines or what you can tell, drugs, yes, medicines, explosives. Explosives means crackers, perfumes, scents, roofing materials. So sheets, roofing materials, and also paints. So these are the some of the materials what they can extract from coal tar. Next, naphthalene balls used to repel moths and other insects are also obtained from coal tar. Naphthalene balls. So it is like a tablets. So they will keep inside the wardrobe or almara, correct? To get rid of moths like cockroach, correct? That is naphthalene balls. Next, you have coal gas. What is coal gas? Coal gas is obtained during the processing of coal to get coke. What is coal gas? It is obtained during the process of coal to get coke. I told you, coal is a mixture of products. When you refine or when you process the coal, you will get three main substances. That is coke, coal tar, coal gas. So when you're obtaining coke from coal, you will be getting the gas. That gas is called as coal gas. It is used as a fuel in many industries situated near the coal processing plants. So since this coal gas cannot be transferred for a long distance, so they will utilize this coal gas in the nearby areas itself, nearby industries. So where the coal mining is there only they will use this gas, coal gas. So next you have petroleum. As I told you, petroleum is also called as crude oil. So in petroleum, you have many components. So petrol is used as a fuel in a light automobile such as motorcycles, scooters, and cars. Heavy motor vehicles like trucks and tractors run on diesel. So the main products of petroleum are petrol and diesel. So petrol is used in lightweight vehicles and the diesel is used in heavy motor vehicles like trucks and tractors. So petrol and diesels are obtained from natural resources called as petroleum. The main product of petroleum is petrol and gas. So how the formation of petroleum takes place, how petroleum is formed. So petroleum was formed from organisms living in the sea. See, coal we obtain deep under the earth, whereas petroleum or crude oil is obtained deep under the sea. As these organisms died, their bodies settled at the bottom of the sea and got covered with layers of sand and clay. Correct? So, as these organisms die in the sea, they will be at the seabed. Correct? So, as the water, waves, as the waves move, so the sand and silt will deposited on these organisms. So as this process continues, so these organisms, dead organisms, move deeper and deeper inside the sea. So over millions of years, absence of air, high temperature and high pressure transformed the dead organisms into petroleum and natural gas. So this is also a millions of years process. So as these organisms go deeper and deeper into the sea, there will be no air, absence of air, high temperature, high pressure. Because of these three reasons, so the dead organisms converted into petroleum. Okay, so petroleum and natural gas. Next, you have petroleum and natural gas deposit. See, this is how the petroleum and natural gas will be deposited deep under the sea. So there will be a rock, correct? So on the rock there will be a, below at the bottom there will be a water, above water there will be a oil, above oil there will be a gas. Okay. Next, refining of petroleum. What do you mean by refining of petroleum? As I told you, when you process the petroleum, when you refine the petroleum, you will get n number of components. So petroleum is a combination of n number of substances or components. So petroleum is a dark oily liquid. It has an unpleasant odor. It is a dark oily liquid. It is a dark oily liquid with unpleasant odor, which is not smells good. Okay. It is a mixture of various constituents such as petroleum gas, petrol, diesel, lubricating oil, paraffin wax, etc. This is a combination of materials. So the process of separating the various constituents of petroleum is known as refining. So what is refining? Refining is a process of separating various constituents of petroleum is known as refining. It is carried out in the petroleum refinery. Where this refining going to take place? In the petroleum refinery. Okay. So the various constituents of petroleum. So I told you petroleum is a combination of various constituents. What are the constituents? First one is liquefied petroleum gas, that is LPG. Then petrol, kerosene, diesel, lubricating oil, paraffin wax, bitumen. These are some of the components what they have listed here. Here in petroleum there will be more substances will be mixed. Okay. So next concept is natural gas. So what do you mean by natural gas? The natural gas is a very important fossil fuel because it is easy to transport through pipes. So when compared to the coal gas, so natural gas is very important fuel because it can be easily transported through the pipes. Natural gas is also used as a starting material for the manufacture of a number of chemical and fertilizers. So here natural gas is also used. The uses of natural gas is a starting material for manufacture of n number of chemical and fertilizers. So to produce or to manufacture the chemicals and fertilizers, this natural gas is a very important material. In India, natural gas has been found in Tripura, Rajasthan, Maharashtra and in the Krishna Godavari Delta. Where you can find natural gas? You can find natural gas in India, where Tripura, Rajasthan, Maharashtra and in Krishna Godavari Delta. So how to conserve petrol? How to conserve the petrol? So in India, the Petroleum Conservation Research Association, that is PCRA. The abbreviation of PCRA is Petroleum Conservation Research Association. So this association advises people how to save petrol, diesel while driving. Right. So they have listed some of the tips that the people need to follow to save petrol and diesel. So drive at a constant and moderate speed as far as possible. So we need to maintain a constant speed. Right? If you maintain constant speed, the fuel consumption will be less. Next, switch off the engine at traffic lights or the place where you have to wait. You need to switch off your engine in the traffic signals, because 2 to 3 minutes there will be a signal. You don't need to waste the fuel. You need to off the engine, and also where the place you require to wait. So there and all you need to switch off the engine. Then ensure correct tire pressure. So in your tire there will be a range. For different vehicles there will be a different range. So you need to maintain that range of pressure in the wheels so that it will be consuming less fuel. Okay. Ensure regular maintenance of vehicle. Very important. You need to keep servicing your vehicles frequently. That is 2 months, 3 months. So there will be a time limit. So in that time limit, you need to service the vehicles. So by following these, some of the tips, you can save the fuel. Okay. So this completes your chapter, coal and petroleum. If you have any doubts, you can contact me. Hope everyone understood. Thank you, children.